Doctors give artificial respiration to a drowning victim while a girl in a swimsuit poses for the camera. New York, 1940. A symbolic London photo from 1938. A family heads to the pool in swimsuits and gas masks, reflecting the tense anticipation of war and chemical attacks. A father looks for his two missing sons during the Kosovo War in 1999. He would later find them. In 1920, ideas of healthy habits were a bit different. Here, athletes casually share cigarettes during a Tour de France bike race. Jews queue at a travel agency hoping to leave Germany for Eretz Israel. Berlin, January 1939. School children hide under desks during training on how to act. During an enemy air raid, USA, 1942. In the 1930s, a woman's pregnancy was determined by inserting her urine into frogs. If, after 15 hours, the frog started laying eggs, it meant the woman was pregnant. Cornell University students learned the intricacies of ironing in a home economics class, 1951. Hitler's favorite actress, Russian spy Olga Chekova. She was one of the main organizers of one of the most promising attempts on the Führer's life. But at the last minute, Stalin canceled the assassination of Adolf. In the early 20th century, the US Navy decided to fight inappropriate tattoos among sailors and prohibited people with such tattoos from joining. This led many young men who didn't want to serve in the Navy to get tattoos of naked women. Interestingly, if they later changed their minds, they went back to the tattoo shop to add clothes to their girls. Menthol cocaine, 4 coughs, 1911. Instructions say to take 1 lozenge every 2 hours. Emperor Nicholas II blesses Russian officers going to the Russo-Japanese War, 1904. Russia lost this war dramatically and suffered enormous losses. A 13-year-old boy from the Hitler Youth taken prisoner, 1945. Punishment of a soldier of the Russian Imperial Army with rods in a rear unit for disobeying an officer's order, 1916. The palms of a father rest on the glass of a bus, taking his wife and son to safety from besieged Sarajevo during the Bosnian War, November 10th, 1992. Robert Earl Hughes was one of the heaviest people in medical history. In 1958, at the age of 32, Robert Earl Hughes passed away. At the time of his death, he weighed around 450 kilograms, 1,000 pounds. A soldier bids farewell to his service dog, Afghanistan, 1989. Los Angeles police stop an ostrich-drawn carriage for speeding, 1930. 19th century American slave advertisement. For sale, a cargo of 94 excellent, healthy Negroes, 39 men, 15 boys, 24 women, and 16 girls, just arrived in the brigantine Dembia. The Japanese during World War II displayed unprecedented cruelty, killing more Chinese people than the Nazis killed Jews. Tens of thousands of Chinese women were raped. Many of them were killed. half-naked FBI agent carries $1 million ransom to a hijacked Delta DC-8 jet, Miami, 1972. Cat mobilization, USSR, 1942. 5,000 cats were sent to Leningrad to fight rodents and protect food supplies. A long line at Morrisania Hospital for smallpox vaccinations, New York, 1947. Emperor Nicholas II inspecting trophies after a hunt, Belarus, 1913. The trophies were beautifully arranged for him. Hachiko continues to faithfully wait for his owner at Shibuya Station, Tokyo, 1933. In 1986, pilot Alexander Kluyev bet he could land a passenger plane blind using only instruments. He lost the bet. The plane crashed and burst into flames, killing 70 people. The pilot survived and was sentenced to just 6 years in prison. In 1916, when the U.S. debated whether to enter World War I, legislators from Nebraska proposed a bill for a national referendum. Anyone who voted for war would immediately become a volunteer and be sent to the front. North Korea had not participated in wars for 60 years, but their generals looked so out of shape that they could be defeated with a magnet. Experimental Aerocycle by de Lackner, which was not adopted for use due to safety concerns for the pilot, USA, 1956. Princess Diana in her car shortly before the fatal crash. A French soldier writes a letter during a break between the battles of the Verdun meat grinder, 1916. Illegal alcohol trade, Berlin, 1929. A rally in support of Hitler's political ideas. Photo from 1937. This rally is considered one of the largest in history. 8 years later, in 1945, many participants would claim they never supported Hitler. Police fight against demonstrators protesting against the Vietnam War, USA, 1968. A crowd tries to overturn a car with a black family during racial riots in the city of Clinton, USA, 1956. Mary Connors, the human nucleus, flies over the Avon River in Bristol, England, 1974. Berlin, May, 1945. A frenzied elderly woman wanders the street amidst deadly combat. Photo from the German archive. The bathing machine, a device popular in the 18th and 19th centuries for swimming at sea beaches, allowing men and women to bathe while preserving the proprieties of the time. A Christmas party in Badagry, Nigeria. The Death Wall in Rajkot, India, 1970s. A celebration marking the official repeal of Prohibition, USA, 1933. Edward Smith, the captain of the Titanic. The voyage on the Titanic was supposed to be Smith's last before retirement. No dog biscuits today. London, 1942. In this touching photo from 1945, a little girl from France kisses an American soldier on the cheek on Valentine's Day. In my opinion, the photograph with the American soldier is quite ambiguous. If we recall that more than half of the civilian casualties in France during World War II were the result of American and British bombings. Radium mask for treating facial cancer, 1920. Wounded British soldiers with trophy German helmets, France, 1916. Stalingrad, December 1942. Real Men Shave, 1940. Residents of Addis Ababa salute an image of Mussolini, 1936. Ethiopia was under Italian rule at the time. Milkmaid School, Canada, 1927. The Tougaloo Nine, 1961. 9 students who entered a whites-only library in Mississippi and were subsequently arrested. In the 19th century, atheist George Hall had a debate with a believer about whether giants once roamed the earth. Believing that people would believe anything written in the Bible, Hall carved a statue of a giant man, made it look petrified, and buried it in the ground in Cardiff, New York. He waited more than a year before digging up the Cardiff giant, charging people to come see it. By the time he was exposed, he had made nearly $500,000. In 1932, a terrible famine occurred in the USSR, taking up to 7 million lives. This was hidden from foreigners with shows of full store shelves, and the 1937 census was classified. A test of the strength of a pipe with the inventor inside. Canada, 1920. Crowd fights over toilet paper in a Tokyo supermarket, Japan, 1973. Older generations often speak out about the morals and conduct of young people. Yet, those same older generations had their own periods of rebellion and defiance of traditional norms. In the photo, Gorbals Pub, Scotland, 1968. A surviving concentration camp prisoner cries next to the charred corpse of a friend who was burned with flamethrowers by guards during an escape attempt, World War II. Messengers run out of the White House. The war has begun. USA, December 7th, 1941. The Guinness World Record for childbirth belongs to a Russian peasant woman living 200 years ago. Fyodor Vasiliev's wife gave birth 69 children in 27 pregnancies. She had twins 16 times, triplets 7 times, and quadruplets 4 times. A little girl sees her father, a German soldier returning home after World War II, for the first time. A Bear artilleryman fought in the Polish army in exile during World War II. He helped Polish gunners unload ammunition crates and even carried shells during battle. Even the poor were too lazy to bend down to pick up thousands and millions of banknotes lying on the street. There was nothing to buy with them anyway. The first underwater nuclear test, USA, Bikini Atoll, 1946. The explosion ejected 2 million tons of water, creating a radioactive tsunami. 75% of the animals perished, and the atoll remained uninhabitable until 2010. The world map used by Christopher Columbus in 1492. Before releasing a new batch of cigarettes, the manufacturer must ensure they don't kill too quickly. They test cigarettes on those who have no legal rights. As a rule, this leads to an agonizing death. Jonas Salk declined to patent his polio vaccine in 1955. By doing so, he lost $7 billion, but made the vaccine accessible to children worldwide. Thanks to him, the incidence of polio decreased by 96%. Even back then, there were topless technologies. 1910, a resident of Ohio demonstrates a car of his own design, USA. An elephant named Tyke attempted to escape from a circus in the US. Police shot her 86 times before she died. She died over 2 hours. The next time you're told that animals enjoy working in circuses, remember this photo and the panic, pain, and helplessness in her eyes. A police photo of an arrested girl for non-traditional sexual orientation, USA, 1940. Passersby study a new map of Europe after World War I, 1918. Beware a vicious dog, sign, 1940s. The first football kit of FC Barcelona, 1899. In ancient Rome, there was an interesting way for the people to fight for their rights, secession. This involved a mass exodus from the city with food supplies. This paralyzed the economy, and the patricians were forced to yield. An invention for washing and massaging breasts, 1930. These devices were also supposed to improve firmness. Working models can still be found on eBay today. Sale of wives, England 1780 to 1850. The procedure was organized as an auction. The first strip club in London, 1958. Camouflaging British military equipment as elephants, World War II, 1945. A Red Cross nurse records the last words of a British soldier, World War I, 1917. In the photo is Geronimo, on horseback, the leader of the Chiricahua Apache, the last tribe to resist the reservations. The Apache fought to the end, 1887. Cossacks trained to overcome obstacles on horseback, 1910. Initiation of a newcomer to work at a whites-only restaurant, USA, 1960. An old globe on an ostrich egg. It's about 500 years old. They downed American fighter that violated Swiss airspace and attacked local aircraft in 1944. Shoot first, ask questions later. Friendly fire is a tragic reality in every conflict. Shoot first, ask later. Friendly fire happens in every war. Josephine Garris Cochrane, the woman who invented the dishwasher, early 20th century. The Miss Perfect Posture Beauty Contest, 1956. Arrested black protesters, USA, 1959. Segregation laws forbade them from eating in white establishments. A mother pleads with the police to return her son after he was arrested during a protest, accusing the government of election fraud. South Korea, 1987. The famous British Airways Flight 5390. The pilot, having neglected his seatbelt, is halfway out of the cockpit. The cockpit windshield had popped out during the flight. To prevent the pilot from being completely sucked out, a flight attendant had to hold the captain by his legs until landing, 1990. A drinking fountain for colored only, USA, 1940s. A black rally in Russia, 1963. Sale of nuclear fallout shelters, Los Angeles, 1961. In ancient Egypt, to mourn the death of a cat, the owner shaved his eyebrows. Henry Ford with the first car of his own production, 1896. Korean entrepreneurs buy weapons for defending their property during the riot. Los Angeles, USA, 1992. A massive ocean sunfish weighing 3,500 pounds, 1,587 kilograms, caught by fishermen off Santa Catalina Island, California, April 1910. Male lipstick tester, 1960s. The power outage began on the evening of July 13th, 1977, and lasted for about 25 hours. The primary cause was a severe thunderstorm front. Residents of the black neighborhood saw the power outage as an opportunity to take revenge on the system and enrich themselves. Mass looting began. Black people looted stores, homes, and set cars on fire. Open Air POW Camp, Kharkov, USSR, 1944. Military dogs during World War I in sentry duty, 1916. Chief U.S. hunting inspector with a confiscated 10.9-inch, 250-pound shotgun used for duck hunting, 1920. One shot with this would cover an entire flock. Such weapons were banned in the early 20th century. Thank you for watching this video until the end. I hope these photos impressed you. Some may have made you angry, brought a smile, made you happy, or perhaps even caused some negativity. Feel free to leave your comments and stay tuned for the next part. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Bye.